did we, none of us, make an effort to read other religions? So the same way that I'm asked to eat cow, because when I say that I'm not Hindu, but I follow a way of life, which was a long process through, I experiment, I don't know whether it's an experiment, but I learned religions as we go along. I read Quran, I read the Bible, I read the Gita, and if you talk about Gita, Bhagavad Gita, which everybody knows, I think, in the West as well, and is highly revered. That's the book that in the Indian Court of Law we touch, like the Christians touch the Bible and say, whatever I say will be all true, and then they lie. Bhagavad Gita is actually a conversation between two people on war and how to win a war, in which there is you win war at any level. You go to any extent. So I bring this topic because the generation that comes, that we are bringing up, should understand, because what they are understanding about Islam, now we have fundamentalists, Hindu fundamentalists, Christians, conversion into Christianity is a big issue in India and in many other countries. The next generation must understand that religion is only a way of life. What you choose. Buddhist monks eat meat, and everybody thinks Buddhists are just vegetarians. So the idea is that we move to a generation that understands the basic fundamentals of life, which comes from all of this. And your identity of your religion is not your complete identity. You have to move forward, make it clear to our young generation that the way forward to a peaceful life is to accept all religions. And in this, I specifically say religion, and I do not go into building schools. Of course, you need more schools. You need a better education system, and a better parental guidance. These are all part of how we slowly move into global peace. Just a crown on my head is not going to get global peace, whether it's youth or in our generation. And the wars that we have is now mental. It's not about just guns and tanks rolling. It was easy. I think if we lived in 1918 and 1945, it would have been easier life, because the war was actual, in real. There were guns and what are those big tanks rolling. But today you're fighting the mind, the mindset. So what needs to change is the mindset, and that's our job. So it's yours, mine, to change the mindset that peace is in the mind. Bring a solution for that, and the solution to that is to actually talk to each other, understand the basics of each other, and then slowly I hope that we will not have a Syria or an Iraq or a North Korea. That's all. Thank you.
Any cues?
I want to mention your work with the Peace Camp because it's in direct relationship with what she was talking about.
We have a program in my town. We call it Peace Camp, and we bring in a whole bunch of children, and we introduce them to all these different religions, trying to teach them that just because it's not their way of doing things, just because it's not their way of thinking, doesn't mean it's the wrong way. So that.
Which I think would happen if we had more of it in schools. It's great to have such camps, but I think it should spread further, especially in India and our neighbors and America, or actually the world. We should have schools which takes these camps as part of their curriculum. You have to reach out to a larger number. And one way of doing it is through schools.
Well, this week, as we speak, is the first time they've taken Peace Camp into the public school program. So it's a first step to, so I think you're right on, and just getting in the door in America in a public school is huge. But for 3 days will be in, right now, they're in the elementary schools, and they bring all the faith traditions together, all the kids from the different faiths to come and talk about, put a face to the religion and talk about that. So it's a small step, but it's a step.
That's a big step. So,
I would also like to add to what she was saying. I come from a Mexican border town right on the border with the USA. It's Nogales, Arizona.
is the wall coming up? Is the wall coming up? Orange is the new White House.
And we are now having a youth program. That's why I was so interested in coming to this session, help in each side. It's because there's going to be a tennis program by a tennis pro who's going to be living in Nogales for a year. And since many of the children in the very dangerous neighborhoods on the Mexican side do not have a visa to come, and the American children on the US side, their parents might not allow them to come. So they're going to be educated through Skyping sessions. What are you doing? What are you doing today? Et cetera, in a way of letting aside the political momentum we are living, which is equal to the religious momentum we are all living. So the sooner we start, the better chances we have to overcome the boundaries, because the borders right now are virtual. If you lose your visa and you can come, then you will be Skyping the session, you'll still be here on actual time, not like recorded or something. So we do have to think about that virtual, not guns. It's very interesting because it's the new way of having no war. And whatever happens after November, wall taller or not, we don't want to be on the news for the wrong reason. So we hope to be on the news for the good reason. And focusing in youth is the only.
Don't worry, Hillary is building a ladder.
We will talk about it over coffee. Thank you.
Also, I may add, recently an NGO approached me. I'm an artist, a contemporary artist, and an educator. I take Greek 11 and 12 everything starts at Pulwama. It's a land where a normal person will not be comfortable entering. But on the face of it, when I went there, not to use the word terrorism, people were the same. Children were the same. I went there and I took incubation classes, and these little children had done nothing but stone pelting at the army, or from childhood had seen nothing but only disturbance. They were born in an atmosphere like that, they were been brought up with the same kind of thought. And I took incubation classes with the students there where they've never heard of what art was painting was. I carried paints, canvases, and I made them do a hands-on project with physical embodiment. I made them put paints on their hands and without inhibition of hers is better and mine is less, so that everybody can do a similar job with hands on the canvas. And they had a wonderful experience. And for 2 days, the students came and they learned how to make portraits and they drew. Because I strongly believe we need to find, like you said, a virtual way. We need to find ways to bring about peace. You need to start young, we need to start early. So I believed in it and I went all the way, risking my life, and but believe me, it was, the media has something else to say and something else happens.
Right. Wow.
So very soft.
I want to say, I want to ask you actually, and you, Mary. Today we have so many challenges in the world. Peace is becoming a very complicated, actually, notion. And we are talking, and when we talk about pupils or very young people in the schools in places of conflict. I know you just mentioned Syria and Iraq. And how do you think the media can overcome all the problems that are happening to the pupils in the school? The pupils are exposed to so many things. Murder, killing, rape, everything every day. And you can control even what they see and what they watch and how they just get messages from so many places. How can we overcome, not only overcome, how can we really bring the concept of peace for these people who are now, under attack all the time from every place. Attacking not physically, but concepts.
Yes.
It's a very difficult thing, and the challenges are very, very big. So the media now is something that very controlled by the interest of so many people, and the work becoming very hard. So how do you see the things? And also, Mary, you are in the United States, not the same, but how can you bring? Also in the United States, they have so many